Hello everyone, my name is Rishabh Mishra and I welcome you all to the next lecture of our video series. Now in this particular video, we'll be learning about dative case in German language. In previous video, we have learned about accusative case and nominative case. Nominative also I have done in a previous one of the previous lecture, but just in previous lecture I've just made you revise accusative. If you have not seen that particular video, just it's a previous video, lecture number 19 I guess, and you can go and have a look to nominative and accusative case. Now, just a quick revision of what we have learned yesterday is the cases in German language: nominative, accusative, dative and genitive. So this one we'll be learning like afterwards. Genitive, this will be learning afterwards. Nominative case. In nominative case, what we have learned, we have a single subject and the game is done. What is this? This is a single subject. The girl is happy or girl is sad. Just a simple example. Okay. So single subject, if we have one person or one thing, then we use nominative case. In accusative case, when we have two person or two thing, one is the subject, second one is the direct object. This direct object is being affected by the work done, by the action performed by the subject. Subject is doing some work on the object and that object is direct object. Then we use accusative. So in this case we have direct object. Then we use accusative case. Now in dative case, what is dative case? Dative case is generally used to inform the reader that a work is done, okay, subject has done something, but for whom or to what? Again, we have direct object in accusative statement, in accusative case. In dative case, we have indirect object. Now, indirect object, what does indirect object mean? One subject is there, one object is there, okay? So, this is the direct object. Now, if we have another object in the sentence, okay, then this particular, the third one is in the dative case. Let me explain this with an example, okay? For example, okay, before that, I'll be writing here, it is two person, one thing, or one person, two things, okay? Both can be the option, either two person, one thing, or one person, two thing, okay? So, just a simple example, I write a letter, okay? I write a letter. It's a simple accusative statement because I is the subject. I am doing what? I am writing a letter. So letter is the direct object. But if I say I write a letter to a friend, what I have done now? I have written a letter, that is direct object. Now the statement should be over because in case of accusative statement, we have achieved all the goals. We have a subject, we have a verb and we have a direct object. But in this statement, I am writing a letter to a friend. Now to a friend means there's a third party involved in the statement. Now this is the object because ideally I'm writing a letter to friend, no? So this is also an object, but it is not a direct object. Direct object is letter and it is going to third person. So it is a indirect object. Okay. So subject, direct object, indirect object. When we learn these three things, okay, these three things comes under dative case. Okay. So in nominative case, In nominative case, one person or one thing is there. In accusative case, two person, two thing. It's slash in between, no? One person or one thing, two person or two thing. Now in dative case, two person, one thing. Now in this statement, what I have just told you, I am writing a letter to a friend. Now in this case, we have two person and one thing in between. The thing is direct object and the person is indirect object. Now this thing. And what we have learned yesterday also, what we have learned, that articles gets changed according to the case. If nominative case is there are some list of articles for definite articles and indefinite articles. For accusative, we have a different set of articles for definite and indefinite articles. Similarly, in dative case also, we do have some kind of words, some kind of articles for both direct definite articles and indefinite articles, which provides you the correct formation of the sentence in dative sense. Now, yesterday we have learned that if I talk about, this is gender, Geschlecht, masculine, feminine, neutrum and plural. Masculine, feminine, neutrum and plural. Now, when I'll be using definite article, so I know it's there for masculine, the for feminine, das for neutrum and the for plural. Similarly, if I use indefinite article, so ein for masculine, einer for feminine, ein for neutrum and no article for plural. This we have learned in nominative case. In previous lecture, in accusative case, what I have told you, that there in masculine becomes den and ein in masculine becomes einen. This is this, den, einen. If I am using masculine, then nominative case is there, but when we are using the sentence in accusative, the article for the accusative becomes the den. There becomes den, ein becomes einen, and rest all remains the same. Die remains die, das remains das, einer remains einer, ein remains ein. Done. This till here we have learned in our previous lecture. Now in this particular lecture, we will be adding dative articles also. So what are dative articles? Masculine. For masculine, if a word is in dative sense, a word is in dative case, okay, not word, sentence. If a sentence is in dative, so the masculine, that there, it becomes them. And indefinite sense, ein becomes einem. Okay, first thing we have to learn. In accusative, there becomes den, and in dative, there becomes dem. In accusative, ein becomes einen, and in dative, ein becomes einem. Next one, feminine, die. Die remains die in accusative, but it becomes der in dative. Similarly, einer remains einer, but it becomes einer in dative. For neutral, das is das in accusative, it becomes dem in dative. Similarly, ein remains ein in accusative, but it becomes einem in dative. And die remains die for plural, but okay, for accusative it remains die, but for dative it becomes den. We do not have any other option in spite of learning these articles, because these are very important information of a sentence. Okay. Now, next thing, when we have learned that okay, these are articles in nominative, accusative, dative, how to use them, I have written a statement here. Just have a look here. I have written this statement: Ich gebe der Apfel. Okay. What does this statement means? Ich gebe, the word is geben. Okay, geben means to give. Okay, I give the apple. I give the apple. Okay. Now, when if I say that I give the apple to a lady. Okay, I give apple to a lady. So what does this become? Ich gebe, then here Frau Apfel. Now try to understand. I is subject, apple is the direct object, and the lady is the indirect object. So I am giving the apple to a lady. So for apple, it is accusative. I am nominative. This is accusative, and the lady there, that is indirect object, she'll be dative. I'll try to explain again. I am subject. Okay. I will be there in nominative case. Then apple is there in accusative case, and then the lady is there in dative case. So when I give the lady apple, so for apple is in accusative case. What is the article of apple? Der. So there becomes den in accusative. So what will be the article here for apple? Den. Now Frau is die Frau, means lady. It's feminine in gender. So for feminine, die becomes der. Ich gebe der Frau den Apfel. Generally, when we are using proper nouns, the direct object comes after that, after the indirect object. In case of pronouns, things change. We'll be learning it in upcoming lectures. But for remember this as of now, that when we are using the proper noun, then the indirect object comes first and the direct object comes second. Now have a look here. Next one is this one. Ich schicke ein Geschenk. I am sending a present. It's a gift. Okay. So ich schicke Freund. Okay. Der Freund. Geschenk. Das Geschenk. So das will become das only. So it is das Geschenk. Der Freund becomes dem in dative. Dem. It will take a little bit time for you to grasp these things. These things takes time. Okay. It's not that I have taught you and like from next day you started framing sentences in dative. No, you have to spend time with this. Next one. Ich erkläre die Grammatik. I am explaining the grammar. Ich erkläre means erklären is to explain. So ich erkläre. Now, if I use the third party in the sentence, indirect object, then what will be the case? Ich erkläre die Grammatik. And I am using this Studenten, means I am teaching, I am explaining grammar to students. Okay. So, ich erkläre Studenten. This is in plural. Okay. And this is feminine in gender. This I have written here, no? Die. So, this is accusative. This is dative. So, for accusative, die becomes die only. So, I'll say die. And for dative, plural is die, yes, and die becomes den. So it will be ich erkläre den Studenten die Grammatik. Yes. So what we have learned? We have learned nominative, accusative, dative. Okay, the basics of these things. Now in upcoming lectures we'll be diving into great detail of these all three cases. So that is all for today. And if you like this video, click on like button, share among your friends and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.